So, we as toy collectors love to predict the future, right? Whether it's through leaks or best guesses or, having actual insider knowledge. It's something that keeps us going, and I can tell you brand managers drive them crazy. You ask why? Let's jump into all of this and how we can correctly predict what companies are doing based on what they're doing the year before. Let's take a look on Spector Creative. Hey guys, welcome back. It is a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining us. It's always wonderful when you can spare some of your day and share it with us. I want to talk today about how we can predict the following year, the following fall's product from this fall. And the reason that we're starting to be able to do that more and more without leaked lists or inside knowledge or, sending in, a drone robot or something. More and more, both Hasbro and Mattel, the major toy manufacturers, Lego, but they only play in one category, which is construction, they are tying their retail lines not always to content, but to large fan projects. What do I mean by this? Well, let's just look at Hasbro and Haslab. The very first Haslab that they ever did, the sail barge. I didn't buy the sail barge. I still don't regret it because I have no place to put it. Hell, I don't know where I'm going to put my cantina, but that's a whole other story. What can I say? I was more interested in Jabba's Palace as a playset than the sail barge, so I was excited when they made that. All right. It was successful. They threw it out there having no idea if this was going to work or not, and it did. And the next thing is people started wanting characters to fill up their sail barge. They wanted more of Jabba's goons and all that kind of stuff. And it took Hasbro about 2-3 years to get this out, because that's what this toy cycle is. It takes about 3 years, 2.5, to go from words on a page to something a fan can hold in his or her hands. So getting more of Jabba's goons and Denzians out there to support the sail barge purchase was something that Hasbro realized after the fact. They're like, oh, wow, okay, this took off. Now fans want all of the little dolls to put in their dollhouse. Sorry for those of you who call it a playset. Playsets have action features, people, like missiles and ropes and stuff. If it doesn't have that, it's a dollhouse. So, let's see, where were we? So, yes. So after that, Hasbro started realizing, when we sell these big items, there is now an aftermarket, or rather a hungry market, for more of the similar complementary product, you would call it. So when you saw things like, what's another good example? Razor Crest, they already kind of had all the characters planned, but let's look at something like Galactus, right? So about a year after Galactus, we had the re-release of Terex and the Fallen One as the only other two heralds that we needed. Although we're still waiting for Airwalker, I guess, and a resurrected Airwalker. Well, there are some other heralds in there. Thor was a herald, but the main herald, the ones involved in the herald old deal from Silver Surfer 70 through 75. All right, so that was kind of them going in a step in the right direction. Where they really started hitting it was when they started producing product that would be on shelf at the same time as their Haslab shipping item. So a great example is the Ghost Rider car, the Wheels of Vengeance, which unfortunately didn't move forward. Well, a year later, when it was supposed to ship, which was like October 2024, well, look what was on shelf, or what should have been on shelf if Target ordered them, was the Tales, was it Strange Tales or Tales to Astonish? The wave that had Dracula and Lilith and Hellblade. It had, all of these Ghost Rider. The Build-A-Figure, heck, was, Blackheart, which would have complemented Mephisto so well. So that wave was designed to complement a Haslab item. Unfortunately, it didn't go forward, so we wound up with this wave that, people are like, oh, okay, cool, demonic Marvel characters. But it sort of didn't make sense. It only makes sense why that wave was released when you look at it in context of the failed Haslab Wheels of Vengeance. Even better example is the Cantina. So, unless you've been living, under a hole in a rack, you know that Hasbro has themed their entire years, or at least, spring through fall, return to Tatooine. We've gotten Mos Eisley Streets set. We've gotten a Bantha. We've gotten Luke with a land speeder. We've gotten all the main A New Hope characters. We've gotten Moma Nadone re-released as a deluxe figure. Actually, not re-released. He's a brand new sculpt.
This is all deliberate. Think about what would happen if the Cantina didn't happen, like it didn't hit its numbers. We would have still gotten all of these Banthas and Mos Eisley streets, but it would have just been like, oh, okay, a bunch of Tatooine stuff. It's all themed. They're using the Haslab project to drive retail sales, which is a super good idea. But, like the Wheels of Vengeance, it risks the Haslab item doesn't do well, then you've got a year's worth of product, or at least a season's, themed for something that people don't have or remember. So let's look at what's going on right now with the landing ship from Attack of the Clones. I will bet my bottom dollar that next fall we will get a ridiculous number of Attack of the Clones characters, especially from the arena, right? We'll probably get like maybe one of the beasts. We'll get some more Jedi, some more clones, some more battle droids, maybe Poggle the Lesser and Dooku and even Jango Fett, because Hasbro's assuming that the dropship is going to succeed and is going to become the centerpiece. When people get it next fall, they're going to want all these other characters to fill out their gunship with. The unfortunate thing is most people already have a gunship. It's the first Haslab thing to already exist. No one had a 6-inch Rancor or a 3 3/4 Cantina. Made of plastic. People have gunships. They're just 20% smaller, but some people own a fleet of gunships, and they've already invested in them. So, reinvesting in a toy you already own, I think, is the hitch. But what we will see is no matter what, whether the gunship happens or not, we will see a flood of complementary characters, vehicles, monsters, playsets, like the Mos Eisley Streets playset, or Dollhouse, complementing the gunship, which may or may not happen. And regardless of whether it happens, we're still going to get all of the auxiliary figures, much like the Wheels of Vengeance Marvel Legends wave. And we're seeing this with Transformers and with G.I. Joe. The same thing. And it's a really, really smart move, but it's contingent on the success of the Haslab. So I know that Hasbro has literally said, okay, tell us what you want, fans. Because I think, having item after item like Wheels of Vengeance and Rancor and Cookie Monster and the, I can't remember the character from Obi-Wan that had the spinning red lightsaber, the third sister or fifth sister or Sister Mary, Margaret, whatever her name was, that lightsaber didn't sell either in Haslab. So, and the fact that they're banking now retail product to link to that, you could always sell Tatooine stuff, but it's going to kind of look odd if there's all this Geonosis stuff out there at retail and there's no giant ship or playset that collectors have at home that's now driving them to retail to buy these complementary figures. Instead, just wind up with random Marvel, demonic characters or random Attack of the Clones characters. Not that Attack of the Clones is random, but it doesn't really feel like, if we got a whole bunch of Attack of the Clones characters, like one fall, for no reason, we'd be like, why are they doing so many? Well, because they were assuming the gunship was going to go forward. Maybe it will. All right, well, I hope that clarifies and it kind of sheds a light on how we know what to expect. So next summer, when we see whatever it is Haslab is putting out for Marvel, for G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, whatever, we can expect that we're going to get a complementary retail line. So if we got, a Cobra Jungle playset, we'd probably get a bunch of Cobra Jungle characters released as singles or jungle vehicles. Who knows? A 6-inch playset might be a little big, but you get what I'm saying. All right. Well, for those of you who ordered the gunship, I hope you enjoy it. For those of you who didn't, I hope you don't get bogged down by too many random figures that you don't need. It's been Spector Creative. Thank you for spending time with us and sharing this video. It's the best way to support the channel, and I thank you for that. I will see you guys in the next one.